Hello everyone, and today I'm going to give you a review of my 2006 Audi A3. So the Sportback was introduced in 2004, which is a whole year after the hatch. I must say that I much more prefer the looks of a 5-door. While the front styling is identical, the rear has been designed to keep up with the rest of Audi's lineup at the time, and the distinct taillight shape also appears in A4, A6 Avant and Q7. Anyways, with our very predictable Irish weather, onto the business. This A3 is equipped with a 2-litre turbo diesel engine, pushing out 140 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. 4-pot diesels are by far not the best sounding engines, but you simply can't beat all the low end torque, which comes in very handy when towing or overtaking. Not mentioning their brilliant mileage. Mine does about 40-45 in town and achieves mid-50s on the motorway. A little detail, the bonnet has a gas strut which makes opening it effortless, and I think more manufacturers should start implementing this. 2 litres come standard with a 6-speed manual gearbox, extremely useful when cruising on motorway speeds, barely topping 2000 RPM when doing 70 miles an hour. Low RPMs contribute to lower engine wear and better fuel consumption. So these gearboxes, along with the 2-litre TDI engine, are a truly bulletproof combination. High mileage is not a bother to them. Mine has done over 190,000 miles and is still going strong. Now, Volkswagen's diesels are renowned for their durability, and looks like this one's not an exception. Exterior colour is known as brilliant red, and it gives the A3 a sporty feel and makes it stand out when the roads are mostly dominated by boring shades of silver. Although there is a major drawback that a right few red cars suffer from: peeling clear coat, especially on the front bumper. This of course heavily affects the aesthetics of the car, and I will be repairing it soon. This car is equipped with xenon headlights and headlight washers rather than usual halogen units. These provide a great visibility when driving at night, although I do wish they were bi-xenon rather than single beam. Moving on to the interior. This A3 was ordered in SE trim, which sits above the base level but lacks a few bits and bobs that S-Line offers. One thing I missed from my previous car is leather seats, which do not only look better but are also much easier to look after and are more resistible to spills and stains, something cloth seats do not manage well. These ones are not electrically adjustable, so the things are done the good old-fashioned way. The basic SE package is topped with a few extras: the comfort and light and rain packs, which add dual zone climate control, cruise control, which I find extremely useful when cruising on motorways, also auto dimming rear view mirror, which is awesome when you have an idiot driving behind you with aftermarket heads or simply high beams, and you also have your automatic headlights and rain sensing wipers. More on that later. So, as you can see, this car is equipped quite well for a family hatchback. All 4 windows are automatic as well. The indicators are one touch, which is common nowadays, but it wasn't something that every car manufacturer was offering 10 years ago. The rear seats do offer a reasonable amount of legroom for a hatchback, although if your driver is a little taller, it may get quite cramped. Round the back, the boot offers quite a decent amount of space. Of course, it is by no means an estate, but if you need that extra cargo space, the rear seats fold down nicely and allow you to carry a washing machine or use it as a bed during a road trip. It was alright. Anyways, let's get to the front. The seating position feels relatively low, almost sports car-like, largely due to a tall centre console. The interior is laid out very well. I mean, look at that cup holder. To me, it is one of the best pieces of the interior. It's the nice little things like that that make you fall in love with the car. All the controls are within reach, nice and clear, no cluttered buttons or knobs. The climate control is straightforward to operate. Everything's good with an exception of the handbrake. Funnily enough, it's positioned on the opposite side of the center console from the driver. I believe it's an overlook of the German design, a country that drives on the right. As well as that, the handbrake cannot be fully applied unless it catches on the armrest and pushes it upwards. Maybe it's a safety measure against the handbrake turns. After all, it is one of the last Audi vehicles to feature a mechanical handbrake lever prior to being replaced by electronic units. So, less chatting, more doing. Let's get her on the road. So one of the things I love about driving this A3 is that it has the servotronic power assisted steering, which is speed sensitive. Now, which means that when you're driving at low speeds, it's quite light, effortless, and whenever you gradually build up the speed, it becomes heavier and it allows you to feel the road much better. And also this nice big leather steering wheel gives the car a premium sort of feel. So as mentioned earlier, this car is equipped with automatic wipers and headlights. Now the headlights do a great job at coming in when required when the evening approaches, or for example when you enter a tunnel. The wipers though, they are much more temperamental. Sometimes they do work, sometimes they don't come on as required, and sometimes they just go full bananas even when the rain is really light. Now flicking through the 4 sensitivity settings does sometimes solve the issue. Sometimes it's only temporary. Now, in my opinion, it is a system that is yet to be perfected. It is a little nice touch though, if the wipers are set to automatic and if you begin reversing, the rear wiper comes on just to make reversing nice and clear. I think it's really nice in my opinion. The suspension in this A3, it is quite firm, but if you're going over some ramps, over some bumps, or if the road is simply like a lunar surface, it does a great job at filtering these out. Now speaking of filtering, this car does a remarkable job noise isolation for its class. Now it's not perfect, you can hear some tire noise, but as I was saying, for example, if you compare it to my dad's Mazda 3 or my old Peugeot 307, which are in the same class, a family hatchback, this A3 does a brilliant job at filtering out the noise, which makes the ride nice and comfortable. So this car does a really good job in narrow country roads. It weighs 1,380 kilograms and it sticks to the road quite well. And yeah, as mentioned, the engine produces 140 horsepower. Now, it may not seem like a lot on the paper, but it does a really good job, not only when launching, but when accelerating as well. And it sometimes even spins the wheels in third gear. So if you're looking for a nice car that's easy in fuel, has decent capacity, a nice set of equipment, and most importantly is durable and reliable, Audi A3 checks off every single one of these boxes. To me, it may not be the flashiest car on the road, it may not be the quickest or the most impressive, but over the half a year of ownership, I grew to love this car to bits. I look after it and it never failed me.